Have you ever thought about the word pride? We usually think of big gestures and showing off. But what about the quiet ways pride sneaks into our everyday lives? Pride often shows up in small ways. One sign is a constant need for praise. People struggling with pride might need others to tell them they're important. Another sign is not being able to handle criticism. They might get defensive or dismissive when they make mistakes. Remember event? That showed how pride can be hidden but still affect our choices and relationships. Are you ready to uncover the hidden signs of pride? Let's see what's really going on beneath the surface. This is Sarah. She's a dedicated teacher who loves her students. She pours her heart into her work, creating fun lessons and a supportive classroom. Sarah truly cares about her students' success, but she's facing some tough times in her personal life. Pride can also make us refuse help. Sarah thinks she has to do everything herself. Asking for help feels like a weakness. This is causing problems in her relationships, and she often feels misunderstood. Without realizing it, pride is quietly affecting how she interacts with others, creating invisible walls. Think about recent events, like the COVID-19 pandemic. Pride can lead to arguments and misunderstandings. People struggling with pride might have trouble admitting when they're wrong and blame others instead. Have you ever felt like Sarah, like your efforts weren't appreciated? Maybe you, like Sarah, are trying to figure out why you feel this way. Remember that public meeting about event? Things were tense. People were arguing, and some were so sure they were right that they kept explaining their views. But some people were strangely quiet. Instead of seeing that silence as a sign to pause and listen, some took it as agreement. That's another sign of pride. Thinking silence means agreement. That silence isn't agreement, it's a silent cry to be heard. Pride can also make us feel superior, like our opinions and actions are always right. Keep watching to discover the weight of unspoken words and the heavy burden of pride. Section 4. The weight of unspoken words, the heavy burden of pride. Pride often whispers in our ear, convincing us that our way is the only way. It stops us from truly hearing and understanding what others think and feel. Pride can make us hold grudges, unable to forgive those we think have wronged us. The weight of these unspoken feelings hangs in the air, pushing people further apart. What's more, people struggling with pride might find it hard to celebrate others' successes, feeling jealous or threatened instead. The recent event shows how pride can weigh heavily on individuals and communities, causing emotional and social strain. Stay tuned for a surprising fact about how widespread pride is in our lives. Section 5. A surprising fact, the pervasiveness of pride. Did you know that pride can show up as a need to control everything? People struggling with pride might micromanage situations, and people to make sure everything is done their way. Another sign is always wanting to control conversations, bringing everything back to themselves. It's the stories we tell ourselves, the excuses we make to protect our ego. You'll see how her actions and thoughts are influenced by pride, often without her realizing it. The recent event shows how pride can creep into all parts of life, from personal relationships to our workplaces. Section 6. The second crack. Deflection as a defense mechanism. People struggling with pride often deflect criticism by pointing out flaws in others. The recent event highlights how people use deflection to protect their pride. This defense mechanism helps them avoid facing their own shortcomings, preventing accountability and personal growth. Additionally, they may struggle with empathy, finding it difficult to understand or relate to the feelings of others. Let's explore how pride can create walls of isolation in our relationships and how we can overcome them. By recognizing these defense mechanisms, we can begin to dismantle these barriers and foster deeper, more authentic connection. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more insightful content. Thank you for watching.